words that David writes. Like, he was deep. He was really in touch with his emotions. This is what David said. As the deer longs for the water, so I long for you, God. I thirst for you, God. You are the living God. When can I go and stand before you? Day and night I have only tears. Poor David. My enemies continually laugh at me and taunt me. And they say, where is your God? My heart is breaking as I remember how it used to be. Everybody say, used to be.
Used to be.
We know what that's like. I walked among the crowds of worshipers leading a great procession to the house of God, singing for joy and giving thanks amid the sound of great celebration. But why am I discouraged? Why is my heart so sad? I will put my trust in you, God. I will put my hope and my praise in you again. You are my Savior and my God. Now I am deeply discouraged, but I will remember you. Wow. Even from the distant mountains, the source of the Jordan, from the land of Mount Mizar, I hear the raging seas as your waves surge. They sweep over me. But each day the Lord pours his unfailing love upon me, and through each night, listen, through each night he sings his song, and I sing to him, praying to God who gives me life. Oh God, my rock, I cry out to you. That's what David said. Why have you forgotten me? Must I wander in grief? Don't let them taunt me and break my bones and say, where is your God? Did you hear what David said? He said, did you look at, I'm sorry, what? Oh, Psalm 42. I'm sorry, Lily. Psalm chapter 42. So David, in one word, he's saying, why, God, have you left me? And then a few minutes later, he's like, but I'm going to trust you and I'm going to praise you. And then he says, why do they tease me and taunt me and laugh at me? Then he says, but I'm going to sing to you. Have you ever had days like that where you're like, I can't get anything right today, I'm so sad. And then you're like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. I'm going to trust God. It's going to get better. And then a few minutes later, we're like, oh my gosh, now I can't find my socks. I can't find my favorite socks. The world's coming to an end. And we're sad. And then a few minutes later, we're like, it's all good. It's all good. Have you had days like that, Ryan?
Nobody comforts
No?
me. Nobody comforts me.
Nobody comforts you?
Well, I never let people.
Oh, yes. You're right. Where she gets real emotional and then she goes, and then like that. Yes, she switches her gears a little bit. So we are allowed to get sad. But we just shouldn't stay there. Elizabeth, can you see if she needs anything? I'm not sure. So we're allowed to get sad. God says it's okay to get sad. But to remember who? Who do we remember in our sadness? Who did he say? But I will remember to trust in who? Who, Asher? God. Thank you. Asher said, remember to trust in God even when we are sad. I think some of us, most of us, have had a reason to be sad lately. Remember what David said? I remember how things used to be. Do you know what happened to David? He was anointed by the prophet Samuel to be the next king. And then guess what happened? Does anybody remember what happened? King Saul tried to what? Tried to kill him. So he spent years living in caves, running from the very king that he loved. Is that fair? No. David was supposed to be the next king, and Saul would not get out the way, and he would not let God's will be done. So David had to run. So David says, I remember the good days when I used to be in the field with the sheep, when I used to kill the giant, when I used to be Saul's friend, and I used to play my heart for him. But now it's just sadness. Now it's just horrible. I'm running for my life. So David's saying, but I remember the good days. Raise your hand if you remember the good days of being able to come to church without a mask on. You remember those days? Weren't those good days?
Yeah.
Who remembers the good days of being able to go to the movie theater? Oh, man, those were good days. Who remembers getting to go out to eat more often? Man, can't even go in Chick-fil-A yet. What is up with that?
The movie theater. Well, the movie
theater just opened. Yeah, it did.
Well, it's closed at my town.
It's closed at your town. parties. How cool was that? Well, now we're starting to get to do those things again. But a couple months ago, it was like, we can't do anything.